ये ज़रा बताएं कि ये चैप्टर कहाँ तक कंप्लीट हुआ था?
सर एग्जाम्पल 5 तक किया था हमने।
एग्जाम्पल 8 तक?
नो सर एग्जाम्पल नंबर 5।
ये एक्सरसाइज हो गई थी, ये ज़रा देखें, ये एक्सरसाइज।
सर हमने प्रोबेबिलिटी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन से स्टार्ट करना है आज आई गेस।
किस सोल्यूशन से?
सर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस पढ़नी है आपने कहा था।
डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन से। मैंने जो प्रोवाइड किया था मटेरियल, वो था यहाँ तक, एंड वी हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर द कंडीशनल प्रोबेबिलिटी। चलिए, अगर कोई हुई बात तो मुझे बता देना, पर्टिकुलरली दीज टू एग्जाम्पल्स, वेदर वी हैव studied or not. These two examples, 14th and 15th.
No sir, we haven't studied for it.
Okay. Definitely we have studied the law of addition for 3 events. The same case is here. We have 3 categories. A survey has been taken on the method of computer travel. Each respondent was asked to check bus, train or automobile as a major method of traveling to work. More than one answers were permitted. The result reported The results reported were as follows. People who are using bus, they are 30, and using train, they are 35, using automobile, 100, bus and train people, 15, bus and automobile people, 15, train and automobile people, 20, and all of three methods, the people who are using all the three methods of traveling, they are 5. Now, what is the question here? How many people completed a survey form? That's mean how many people who are using either of the three methods of traveling, either bus or train or automobile. This means here we need to find out the number of people in the union of B, all the three categories, bus, train and automobile. That's mean we need here the number of people in bus, or that's why we are using union, or train or automobile. The same formula we will use here for the three sets. Just as we find the probability for the union of three sets. In this case, replace P with N, because here we are just calculating the number of people in the union. The same formula will work here. Number of elements in B, number of elements in T, number of elements in A. Now subtract the intersection of B and T, intersection of number of people in the intersection of B and A, and number of people in T and A, plus the number of people in the intersection of all the three. As we have all the information, number of people who are using the source of traveling, bus as a source of traveling, they are 30. People using train, they are 35. People using automobile, 100. Bus and train, 15. Bus and automobile, 15. Train and automobile, 20. And people using all the three methods, they are 5. So after simplification, we have 120 people in the union. Okay, if we can also solve this problem using Venn diagram. So let's try to solve this problem using Venn diagram. Okay. We know that we have three categories. And also with some common part. Okay. Let's say this one is the bus category, this one a train, and this one automobile. And we know that the people using all the three methods of traveling, they are 5. Now, what happens in the intersection of B and T? It is given the number of people in the intersection of B and T, they are 15. B and T, they are 15. In this portion, 15 people are there. 5 already we have, and 10 will be in this portion. In this way, we have 15 people in the intersection of B and T. And also we have 15 people in the intersection of B and A. 5 already there. So rest of the 10 people will be here. Okay. Now the people who are using train and automobile, they are 20. In this portion, 5 already we have. The remaining 15 are here. 15 people here in this portion. Now complete these individual circles. People traveling on bus, they are 30. Count the number of people in this in the circle B. Already we have 25. So rest of the 5 are here. And people using train, they are 35. 15, 5 and 10. 30 we have. 13 already we have in this circle. So rest of the 5 are here. In this way, the circle T containing 35 people. And finally, number of people in A, they are 100. In this circle, we must have 100 people. 30 already we have in this circle. Rest of the 70 are in this portion. Now we have distributed all the people in each region. Count them, add them. 5, 10, 5, 20 and 30. 30, 30, 5 and 15, 20, and 70. No. 30 in 5, 10, 5, 10. 30, 5, 35 and 15. 50, 50 and 70. 120. So total people, number of people who filled the survey form, they are 120. Okay. The answer is 120. In second example, the same example we have. In first part, we need to calculate the number of people how many people in the survey watch all the three kinds of the games. This means if we look at the formula, in part A, this union is given, F is available, H is available, B also available, and also common parts are available. We need this one. We need the number of people in the intersection of all the three. This means they are the number of people who are watching all the three games on television. They are watching football and intersection and hockey game and basketball game. So easily we can find this figure. In second part, how many people watch exactly one of the game? So we will count for part B. We will count the people in this region. These are the people who are belonging to B or T or A, not sharing with any other. So in second example, this region will count the people who are using exactly one of the three games. The number of people who are watching exactly one of the three games. And in the center we have the people who are watching exactly who are watching all the three games. So try to solve a second example, particularly its second part. Conditional probability. First we apply a certain condition and then find the probability of an event. The condition is also of an event. That means we perform an event and then we find the probability of the other one. For example, probability A/B. In some texts, we have this notation: P a vertical line, B, and then we have this formula for all these three notations: A/B. A, we can also read it as A/B, A/B. This notation showing that B is performed first, and then we find the probability of A. We find the probability of A with the condition of B. That's mean First we perform event B and then we find the probability of A. How we read it? How we find the probability of A given that event B occurs first. This is the meaning. Or sometimes we have a statement like this. Find the probability of A whenever the event B occurs first. And sometimes we have this situation. If the event B occurs first, then find the probability of B. All the three statements are the same. All the three statements are showing conditional probability of A with the condition of B. And this is equal to probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B. This is a formula. But we can find this probability just following the activity. For example, in the activity of rolling of a pair of dice, we have discussed the event A and B. What is A? The sum is even. And what is B? The sum is divisible by 4. Let's say if event A performed first, then we can find the probability of B. This is conditional probability of B. When A is performed first. For your convenience, as we have defined here, denote it with B and denote this event with A. Now if B is performed first and we are finding the probability of A. We can also state this requirement as find the probability of event A if the event B is performed first. Find the probability of A given that the event B occurs first or performed first. And what is A? What is A? That the sum is divisible by 4. So find the probability that the sum is divisible by 4. The sum is divisible by 4 given that B is performed first. What is B? That the sum is even. So we may have this situation. How we recognize the conditional probability? If it is stated with the help of given that, if we have these keywords, given that, whenever, if and then, this means this probability is conditional. Okay, look at this example. The event after given that after given that, after these keywords, the sum is even. This is performed first. Because sometimes it is clearly stated that this event is performed first. But if we look at this sentence, it is not mentioned. This means how we recognize the event which is performed first after given that. If event B is performed first, so this event is performed first. In this situation, after given that these keywords, the sum is even, this is performed first. After whenever the sum is even, this is performed first. How we state symbolically, we state all these with this symbol. But remember, after slash event, the event after slash will be in the denominator. He will be in the denominator. Okay. Forget about the formula just for a moment. Which event is performed first? The sum is even. The event B. The event B. So in this way, and we know the number of order pairs giving a sum even, they are 18. So this event is performed first. After performing this event, we are now available with 18 order pairs, out of which we will find the order pairs whose sum is divisible by 4. They are 9. 9 out of 18. Because event B was performed first. In this way, we are getting 18 order pairs. And out of these 18, we are finding the order pairs whose sum is divisible by 4. They are 9. 9 out of 18. This is our required probability. But if we use formula, in the numerator, the probability of the intersection 9 by 36. In the denominator, probability of the event B 18 by 36. By simplification, we have the same formula. We have the same answer. Also, we have calculated the probability of B, which is 9 by 36, which is equal to 1 by 4. What is the probability of A? Also, we have calculated probability of A 9 by 36, 1 by 4. What is the difference between these two lines? In first line, we are calculating the conditional probability of A. And here we have calculated the probability of A, which is called the marginal probability of A. So either we have a marginal probability or a conditional probability. Marginal probability means without any condition. Well, look at this example. It will also clear the concept of conditional probability. Consider an industrial process in the textile industry in which strips of a particular cloth are being produced. These strips can be defective in two ways: length and texture. Texture failure. Length and nature of texture. Okay. For the case of later, the process of identification is very complicated. How can we recognize? First of all, we have some information from the past history that the process having 10% of strip failure, 10% of the strips fail the length test. By previous experience, we know 5% fail the texture failure, 5% fail the texture test, and only 0.8% fail both tests. So this information is available. On this basis, if a strip is selected randomly from the process and a quick measurement identifies that it was failing the length test, quickly we come to know that it is failing the length test. Now we are worried about the other failure, other defect. So what is the probability that it is texture failure defective? So this is conditional probability, that if a strip failing the length test, what is the probability that it is failing texture test? If and then situation we have here. So obviously this is a conditional sentence with reference to the probability. This is showing a conditional probability. The event in which the strip failing the length test is performed first, and then we find the probability that the strip is failing texture test. What is which information is available? We define our event L as the length defective, T texture defective. The probability of length defective is 0.1 Probability of texture failure is 0.05. Probability of texture and length test failure is 0.8%. 0.8%, not 0.8. 0.8%. So 0.8 divided by 100, we have 0.008 as the probability of the intersection. What we need for our required probability. Next, apply the formula, which is simple. In the numerator, we have the probability of the intersection divided by probability of the event which is performed first. We have 0.1. The answer is 0.08. Also remember the other case. If we reverse the event, that if texture failure is performed first, it is always with the if condition. After the words of whenever. These are performed first. If the step fails texture failure, this means this event is performed first. And we find the probability of the second event. We will denote this by L/T, and formula is obvious. Probability of the intersection divided by the probability of the event which is performed first. We can find. Also, we have discussed some conditional probabilities in the example of rolling of pair of dice. Now we are able to define the multiplication law. That is showing the probability of the intersection, in which we multiply the respective probabilities. But always conditional. This is our general case. If A is performed, depending upon examples to discuss, what is the probability that both are defective? Both are defective in our sample. Remember, this is the case of without replacement. In succession, we draw one by one. We pick up one by one, but without replacement. This means when we need to find the plus 225 non-defective. Defective means good items. 15 defective items plus 225 good items. In this way, we have a total of 240. So when we find the probability that first is defective, this means it is coming from this section of defective category. Defective are 15, so favorable cases are 15 out of 240. That is the probability of first one. Now the case is without replacement. We are not sending back the selected item before the next draw. This means if second is also defective, now the defective are 14 available, and also total is reduced by 1. So the probability for second defective is 14 out of 239. If both are good, first good is coming from good category, 225 divided by 240. For the next draw, previous item is not replaced. And for the second draw, we are remaining with we are continuing with the same situation. That second is also good. So now good items are 224 which are left. And also total is reduced by 1 also. So the probability for second good item is 224 by 239. If you just express this probability, no need to simplify, no need to use that calculator. This is perfect answer. This is perfect answer. If you don't write this answer, and directly give the answer 0.45, let's say, this is ambiguous. This is doubted answer. How did you calculated this probability as 0.45? What was the method behind? This is ambiguous and it will be considered wrong. You must state the procedure, how you have calculated. And further, no need to simplify. This answer showing everything that you are finding the probability of both defective, and also you are using the technique of without replacement. Okay. One more thing. In all of the cases where we find the probability for the case of without replacement, we can calculate these probability using combinations also. What is the situation here? We are finding the probability that both are defective. Both are defective. So this will be the answer. Look at this technique of combination. In the denominator, we have total possible cases. Just according to our performance, we are drawing 2 items out of a total of 240. So the total possible cases are 240C2. In the numerator, this is just as per requirement. We need to find the probability for both defective. This means both are coming from defective category and nothing is coming from non-defective category. This is the situation we have. What will happen? We find the probability for both good. In this case, both are coming from good category and nothing is coming from defective category. So this will be the answer. That's why necessarily we will draw 2 items. These 2 items containing one good, so definitely other is not good. So one is coming from 15 and other is coming from 225. Or otherwise, if we are calculating one good item, this means this may be first one or it may be second one. If it is first one, so this is the probability. 225 by 240. And second is defective. We must have the second one also. The probability of the second will be 15 by 239. If this good item, our required item is second one, so first one will be defective. So probability of first one to be defective is 15 by 240. Second is defective 225 because 225s are available as they were. Dividing by 231 due to the case of without replacement, the total is reduced by 1. In this way, both the answers will be the same. Remember this thing. The answer will be the same. Either you use the combination method or you prefer to draw one by one. Now we can find the probability that second is not good. Second is not good means second is defective. There is no condition on the first one. Second must be defective. So whatever is the number of possibilities, everywhere second is not good. Second is defective. So possibilities are generated by first one. This may be defective. This may not be defective. First may be good. First may not be good. In both the cases, second is not good. Second is not good. So with the possibilities of first one, with the possible cases of due to first one, the first possibility is that first is good, second is not good. So the probability is 225 by 240. Second is not good, it is defective. So it is coming from defective category. What happens in this case? This is the option when both are not defective. This means both are coming from defective category. First one and also second one. That's why favorable cases as well as total possible cases are reduced for second draw. You must try to calculate the probability for at least one good and at most one good. If you find some problem, you can ask me. Also discuss the case of with replacement. In all the previous parts, this is our case. First part, second part, third part, fourth, fifth, one, sixth part. Okay. In case B, when the selection is with replacement, repeat all these 6 parts. So in this case, we will not use the combination formula. For the case of with replacement, we will not use combination formula. Okay. In rest of the methods, do not reduce the possible cases. Neither the favorable cases nor the total possible cases. So this will become the case of with replacement. Just like this example. If we need to find the probability that for both are defective, the probability of first one is 15 by 240 and second defective. The probability is also 15 by 240. Now remember, if in certain problems, if it is not mentioned, so this will be treated as the case of without replacement. Remember. If in a I repeat, if in a problem, the technique of selection is not mentioned, this will be the case of without replacement, or directly use the combination formula. Also observe in previous example, we have discussed two cases, without replacement and with replacement. What is the case of without replacement? In this case, sometimes favorable cases and also the total possible cases are reduced, and sometimes only total possible cases are reduced. Why this happens? Because this is the case of dependence. Each second probability is depending upon the previous draw, the probability of the previous selection. That's why, depending upon the first one, look at this situation. Look at this situation. In first option, we are finding the probability for first to be good. Second is defective. That's why only total possible cases are reduced. But if first is good and also second is good, then favorable is reduced, favorable cases are reduced, and also the total possible cases are reduced. And this is due to the dependence upon the previous draw, previous selection. But in this case, when the draw are with replacement, nothing happens. Whether both are defective, whether one is defective, the probability independently calculated. All the probabilities are calculated independently. So we have a situation of independent events. How the events are independent? When the conditional probability is equal to the marginal probability. Either we finding the probability of A or we are finding the probability of B. Whether A is performed first or B is performed first, their conditional probability is equal to the marginal probability. Then the events are called independent. As in previous example, the case of with replacement is the case of independent events. Also go through all the solved examples Remember, this is not necessary to explain the formula. But just remember, we need to calculate the probability of the intersection. This means the respective probabilities are multiplied. How they are multiplied, it depends upon the technique. If they are without replacement, definitely either the favorable cases or both favorable and also the total possible cases are reduced, as in this example. And also in this example. No need to define a formula. If you could understand, that's good. Otherwise, directly find the probability. Just in this example, two cards are drawn from an ordinary deck of 52 playing cards. Find the probability that second card is heart. Just like this example, we are imposing the condition on the second item only. No condition on the first one. The same situation is here. Find the probability that second card is heart. No condition on the first one. So the possibilities will be generated due to first card. The first card is heart, or the first card is not heart. But in both the cases, second card is heart, second card is heart. Because this is required, we are drawing two cards, but second card must be heart. So the possibilities will be generated due to first one. So if first one is heart, without the formula, we are now trying to solve this problem without the formula. Okay. But you must know these possibilities. First is heart, so this is the probability for first heart. (13 out of 52). Second is heart, so second remaining in the same category, so favorable are reduced. Also the total possible cases are reduced. So the probability for second is 12 by 51. What is our second option? First card is not heart, so this is coming from other category of 39 by 52, but second is heart, 13 by 51. These 13s are available as they were in the deck of 52 playing cards, but total possible cases are reduced because this is the technique of without replacement. Remember, in this problem, this was not mentioned. So when it is not mentioned, definitely this will be the technique of without replacement. So without a replacement, the problems can also be solved by the combination method. Can you solve this problem using combination method? Okay, we can solve this problem. by combination formula. Okay. Total possible cases. We are drawing 2 cards out of 52. Out of 52. So these are the total possible cases. If one is hard and one is not hard, so one is coming from category, other is not. But here in this case, there is a restriction on the second position. That's why we cannot apply combination technique here. If randomly we have one is hard, one is not hard, then we can use combination method. Okay, next we will discuss some independent and dependent examples and also some exercises. But an important technique of Bayes theorem. Next week, inshallah, this will be completed. Any question? Okay, that's enough for today. Inshallah, next time. Okay, Allah Hafiz.